this. Created a new to-do list app. Let's say we're making a grocery list: eggs, milk, cheese. And now in our app, we can check on and off. I got this cool little design from Easy Tutorials, but I made the JavaScript to be able to edit, delete. Let's go, I want bread actually. Boom. And you say, you got the bread, I can delete it. And then check this off, I can even refresh and it saves. All right, let's do it. Start by creating a new folder. It's going to be, you can call this to-do list. Awesome. In the description of my video, you'll be able to download the images, the HTML, and the CSS, and go ahead and drop that into Visual Studio Code. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen. Let's make this a little larger so you can see it. Okay, and now we're going to create a new file called script.js because we're working with our JavaScript. Take my phone out. Cool.
I'll come back secondary.
No problem. You close the door after? Like you said. Okay. Now we're going to start off by creating our variables. We can label this main or startup. Startup variables. We're going to go const input box, very good, equals document dot get element by ID, and the ID that we're getting, if you go to HTML, the input box right here, text, and right here, this is the ID input box that we're targeting. You can go back to your your JavaScript, and just paste that in there. And let's go semicolon and save. Go ahead and copy this as well. Copy. And then instead of input box, check it out. It's going to be the list container. These will be the list items that we're going to work with. So right here, copy. Paste that here, list container. And then boom, const, we're going to call this list container right there. And then the last thing right here, let me make this a comment. And it's like our array, and it's going to be let tasks, because we're gonna make an array to store all of our to-do list, all of our things that we're going to put on our to-do list. All right, remember to always save. Go ahead and save that. So we have an empty array for tasks. Okay, next, we're going to create a function so that all of our data, everything on the list, is actually saved to our local storage. And so we're going to do call it load data. Good, no parameters. Create a variable first. You could always put all your variables right at the top, but the majority of our variables, we're going to be creating them in the flow of the code. Saved tasks. We're going to call this saved tasks. And the saved tasks are going to be in the local storage. This will allow us to, even when the page is refreshed, our list is saved. And the ID tasks. Boom, good. Or the item tasks, I meant. Okay, and so looking at the condition, if saved tasks, good. We're going to look at our tasks array and make it something called JSON dot. Good. Okay. And semicolon. And then right here, we're going to call our show tasks function that we're going to create later on in the program. Boom, 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 boom. All right. And then after this function, we're going to call our load data. Copy, put it down here, paste. Awesome. Okay. So now we're going to create a function. This is the process of breaking down. Our big problem is figuring out how to make the to-do list. So we're going to break down our big problem into smaller problems in smaller functions. So here's our function of having to save all the data. Next, we're going to create a function for our items in the task list. Create like what we want them to be and look like. Create task list item. Good. All right, so now we're breaking it down. Here we got two parameters. Task text and index. Okay, our const is going to be li equals document or variable and we're creating an element. So every time a task is created, it's actually creating an li, a list item. Another item on the list. So instead of, look at our HTML, normally, remember how we would create lists, we'd do UL, and then we'd create LIs, but our user is going to be creating each LI for each task that they create. This is how to do that. So now, li dot inner HTML is creating a list item equals task text. Good. Next, const is going to be the icon. Whoops. Yeah, no. Incon. Yeah, icon. Icon container. Spell it right? Yep. We're going to create an icon container and make it into a div. Create element. All right. And what this icon container is for, so each time we make a list item, we want a button or an image, an icon for edit and for delete. So first we're going to create our edit icon. Edit icon, document, dot, create element, and this element that it's going to create is just an I for our font awesome. And then, so what it's going to be creating class name. So this icon I got from Font Awesome. So if you're wanting a different one, you can go to your Font Awesome and pick the icon you want. Whoops, solid. Solid, FA, pen, 2, square. Okay. This is the font. This is from Font Awesome to get that image of the clipboard and pen. All right. And then right here. And then so when somebody clicks on that icon, we want something to happen. So edit icon dot on click. We want so we want a prompt to show up, and it's going to say edit the task. Good. And then task text. Very nice. And if new task text does not equal null. This edit task is also going to be a function that we're about to create later. So this is us calling edit task. New task text right there as the parameter. All right. Save and put this. Save. Okay, good. So let me just organize this. So right here we got save data to local storage function. Good, that's this right here. This is creating a function for list items, and then inside of this, right here, is for creating edit icon. And then, so all that right there is creating the edit icon. And then next, we're going to create our delete. Delete button. Okay. So here we're organizing our edit icon. This is actually going to be the list item, or the new task. Oh, yeah, that's what I'll call it. Right here. Adding new, well, the new task, because this isn't adding it. So just new task. This right here is the new task. This is just giving a container for our edit icon and delete button. So edit icon is here, delete button is here. Okay. So now for the delete button, we're gonna do const delete button, and then document. We're creating an element for the delete button. Though it's going to be inside of a span, semicolon. Good. Okay, now copy this delete button now. What it's going to add, how we're going to add it to the HTML, to the screen, is this code actually makes an X. So it's the and sign, and you put times, and you put semicolon at the end, and then semicolon here. So this will make like an X sign, which everyone knows is as delete, and then for it to function, we're going to do the delete button dot on click. So when somebody clicks it, we're giving it a function. Good. And the function is going to be, we're calling our delete task function, which we're going to create later. Good. Semicolon, save, and then put a semicolon after that. And now here is our icon container. It's where we append it. Append child. Good. Go ahead and copy this. And then here, it's the delete button. The append, we're adding it to the end. And now this li. Icon container. All right, perfect. Semicolon and return. Turn the li. Good. All right. So let me zoom out so you can see this all in one screen before we move on. Good. Perfect. All right, so take a second to check over your code, make sure it's in line with mine. So we started off with starter variables, boom. Here's our empty array that we're going to be putting our tasks to. So each new task that a user puts is going to put it in there. We made a function to save the data to our local storage, so that like when someone refreshes the page, it saves still. Here we created one function, and it's going to manage each new task, the edit icon, and the delete icon. So each time a new task comes up, we're calling this, and there's going to be the task, the edit icon, the delete button. We're going to pause there, make sure all that's fresh. Good, good, good. And then you'll be ready for the next.